Hi guys and girls, today we are finding the rule. Okay, now with finding the rule, what you're trying to do is come up with an equation that when you plug in x, you get y for each of the set of values. Okay, so when you plug in x or 0, you get 0. When you plug in 1, you get 5. When you plug in 2, you get 10. When you plug in 3, you get 15. And some procedure or set of rules that does that. Okay, now there's two things I like to do that are just tricks to make it easier. Okay, the first one is look at when x equals 0. X equals 0 is fantastic because when you times, nothing happens. Anything times by 0, nothing happens. The only thing that changes is the plus or minus bit. So that'll straight away tell you if there's a plus or minus bit. Okay, so on this first one, you've got 0 as x and 0 as y. So there's no plus or minus bit. Because if there was, y would be that plus or minus bit. Okay? So we know there's no plus or minus. And then what we're doing is looking if there's any times relationship. So 0 times anything would be 0. 1 times something makes 5. 2 times something makes 10. 3 times something makes 15. Okay, now my insight tells me that that's 5. But one way to look at it too is the gap between what 0 is and what 1 is. Okay, the gap between 0 and 1 is 5. Okay, so we know it's going to be our 5 times tables. I just chucked that down there. Okay, that answers question A. The gap between 5 and 10 is 5. The gap between 10 and 15 is 5. So this is counting up in 5s. The only thing that counts up in 5s, you have 5 times tables. Okay, so that's the first question. I did the procedure of looking at 0 to work out if there was a plus or minus bit, and then looked at the y to count the differences. Okay, I'll also do B, okay, and see if you can just sort of cruise ahead if you want, or have a go first, pause the video, and then see if you get it right. Okay, I'm assuming you've paused it to have a go. Here, you've got, look at the 0, 0, and instantly tells me minus 5. So I know straight away that the job is to take away 5. Okay, because there's that 5 there. Now I can just check if there's a times. Okay, 5 to 4 is counting in 1. 4 to 3, counting in 1. 3 to 2, counting in 1. So this is counting up in 1s. That's your 1 times table, so you don't need to record that. Okay, now I'm going to skip C and D, okay, because I think you guys can have a go with that, but I will give you a couple of hints. Notice D, the first job is divide by. Okay, so look at what it's counting in, and if that's a fractions, then you divide by the bottom of the fraction. Okay, that's a fairly big hint. Okay, going on to question 3, and I'll just do the first one here. You've got 3a, okay, and 3a has 0 and 3. Okay, so I looked at my x equals 0, and I saw it was 3. So I know 3a is going to be y equals something x, and I'm leaving a space for that something x plus 3, because something x is going to be 0, and plus 3 is the only way I can get this y up to 3. Okay, then I've got 1 and 4. 1 plus 3 is 4. 2 plus 3 is 5. 3 plus 3 is 6. So I'm just going to put an x here because it's counting up in 1s. I don't need to times x by anything. Okay, For some of them, if it's counting in a different amount, like I can see this one's going up in threes, you'll need to put a times. Okay. Finally, we've got the ordered pairs. Okay, which is question 4. And I'll do one of these just to show you how I'd set it out. Okay, so you've got question 4a. Okay, 4a wants you to go 1, 3, 2, 6, 3, 9. I just write it as a table. X and Y. X is your first value. So that goes 1, 3. 1 is X. 3 is Y. 2, 6. 2 is X. 6 is Y. 3, 9. 3 is X. 9 is Y. Okay, and already I can see my X's are going up in ones. My Y's are going up in threes. So Y equals 3 lots of X. Okay, that was a lot of information. If you need help with individual questions, just ask. Okay, the goal with all of these is just to find a rule that connects the two set of numbers that you can put in the X and get Y. Okay, and with all of them, the key thing to do is find X equals 0. That's a free head start for if there's a plus or minus, and count the differences. That'll tell you what the times is. Okay, hopefully that was helpful. Bye guys.